The cold metal pod opened with a soft hiss. Captain Han Sol felt the warm air touch his face for the first time in 400 years. His eyes opened slowly. Everything hurt. His muscles felt weak and stiff. The sleep had been long, too long. "Welcome back, Captain," said a gentle voice. It was Ji-Woo, the ship's computer. Her voice sounded like a young woman. "You have been sleeping for 412 years, 7 months and 15 days. Han Sol tried to sit up. His body did not want to move. "Status report," he said. His voice came out like a whisper. "The ship is safe, Captain. All systems are working. I have been watching and waiting as you ordered." Han Sol remembered now. The war. The aliens who wanted all humans dead. The last desperate plan to hide the great ship and wait. He had hoped to sleep for maybe 50 years, not 400. Are there other humans?" he asked. "Yes, Captain. 50,000 crew members sleep in the pods below. They are all safe. I have kept them alive and healthy." Han Sol felt relief wash over him. At least they had survived. "What about Earth? What about the colonies?" Ji-Woo was quiet for a moment. "I have bad news, Captain. The aliens tell everyone that humans are extinct. They say all human worlds are empty. They say the human race is gone forever." Han Sol felt anger rise in his chest. He forced himself to sit up. His legs shook, but he could move. "Show me." The wall in front of him lit up like a giant screen. He saw alien ships flying through space. He saw worlds that used to belong to humans. Now they had alien cities and alien people living on them. "The Galactic Coalition rules everything now," Ji-Woo explained. 3 alien races work together. The Vorthak look like big lizards. They are strong fighters. The Chithan look like giant insects. They are good at building things. The Nexari are made of living crystal. They are very smart. Han Sol watched the screen. He saw Vorthak soldiers marching through streets. He saw Chithan workers building huge factories. He saw Nexari leaders making speeches about peace and order. "They divided up all the human worlds," Ji-Woo continued. "Each race took the planets they wanted. They tell everyone that humans were too dangerous. They say humans were violent and had to be stopped." "Lies," Han Sol said through his teeth. "We wanted peace. We offered to share our knowledge. They attacked us because they were afraid of what we could do." "Yes, Captain. I have recorded everything. I know the truth." Han Sol stood up slowly. His body was getting stronger. The medical systems in the pod had kept him healthy during the long sleep. "Where are we now?" "We are hiding near the ruins of New Sol Colony. It was destroyed during the Great Purge. The aliens think nothing is left here. We are safe." Han Sol looked at the screen again. New Sol had been a beautiful world. Millions of humans had lived there. Now he could see broken buildings and empty streets. Plants were growing over everything. It looked like a dead world. "Have any aliens found us?" "A few small patrol ships have come close. But our stealth systems work perfectly. They cannot see us. I have been very careful." Han Sol nodded. The Taeguk Rising was the most advanced ship humans had ever built. It was 5 kilometers long and carried enough weapons to destroy entire fleets. But more importantly, it could hide from any scanner the aliens had. "Captain," Ji-Woo said, "there is something else. 2 days ago, a Vorthak patrol ship detected some energy readings near our position. They sent a message to their base. They were very confused and frightened." "What did they say?" "They said the energy looked like human technology, but their commanders told them that was impossible. Humans are extinct. They ordered the patrol to check for equipment problems." Han Sol smiled for the first time since waking up. "They are scared. Good. They should be scared." He walked to the window and looked out at the stars. Somewhere out there, humans might still be alive, hidden, waiting, hoping for rescue. Ji-woo, I want you to wake up Admiral Young-ho and the senior officers. Start with the command staff. Wake them up slowly and safely. Yes, Captain. It will take several hours for each person. That's fine. While we wait, I want you to show me everything you have learned about the Coalition. I want to know their strengths, their weaknesses, their secrets. I have been busy, Captain. I have intercepted thousands of their messages. I know about their military bases, their trade routes, their political problems. They are not as strong as they pretend to be. Han Solo felt hope growing in his heart. The aliens thought they had won. They thought humans were gone forever. They had no idea that the most powerful human ship ever built was still out there, still dangerous, still ready to fight. They made one big mistake, Han Solo said quietly. What? Mistake, Captain. They did not make sure we were all dead, and now we are going to remind them why they were afraid of us in the first place. The great ship floated silently in space. Its weapons were charged and ready. Its crew was waking up from their long sleep. And in the depths of space, 50,000 humans were about to learn that their war was not over. It was just beginning again. Admiral Young-ho stood in the command center of the Taeguk Rising. He had been awake for 3 days now. His body felt strong again. Around him, the senior officers worked at their stations. Everyone moved with purpose. Everyone remembered their duty. Commander Hae-rin, Young-ho said. Are your scout teams ready? Hae-rin saluted. She was young, but very skilled. Before the Great Purge, she had been one of the best reconnaissance officers in the human fleet. Yes, Admiral. We have 12 stealth ships prepared. Each team has 5 people. They can stay hidden for weeks. Good. I want you to visit every former human colony. Find out what happened to our people. Find out who might still be alive. It will be dangerous, Admiral. The aliens have patrols everywhere. Young-ho nodded. I know, but we need information. We cannot fight an enemy we do not understand. Dr. Min-ho looked up from his workstation. He was the ship's expert on alien life. For the past 3 days, he had been studying Coalition communications. Admiral, I have some interesting news about our enemies. Tell me. The Coalition is not as strong as they want everyone to believe. Without humans to compete with, they have become lazy. Their technology has not improved much in 400 years. They spend most of their time arguing about who gets what territory. Young-ho walked over to Min-ho's station. The screen showed charts and graphs about alien technology. Explain. Before the Great Purge, humans were always inventing new things. We pushed the boundaries of science. The aliens had to work hard to keep up with us. But after they destroyed our worlds, they stopped trying to improve. They just divided up what we left behind. So they are weaker than they were 400 years ago? In some ways, yes. Their ships are old designs. Their weapons are not much better than what they had during the war. They have been living off human technology for centuries. Captain Jae-sung raised his hand. He commanded one of the scout teams. Admiral, request permission to investigate New Busan first. Intelligence reports said it had underground shelters. Maybe some people survived there. Young-ho thought about it. New Busan had been a mining colony with deep tunnel systems. If anyone could survive an alien attack, it would be the miners who knew how to live underground. Permission granted. Take your team and be very careful. If you find survivors, do not reveal our location. Just gather information and return. Understood, Admiral. Jae-sung and his team left in a small stealth ship. The ship was invisible to alien scanners. It could fly through Coalition space without being detected. The trip to New Busan would take 5 days. While they waited, other teams prepared for their own missions. Engineer So-jin worked on upgrading their stealth technology. She made the ships even harder to detect. Admiral, Ji-woo announced. I'm detecting unusual communication patterns from the Nexari. They are discussing something they call energy anomalies in former human space. What kind of anomalies? They are finding traces of quantum signatures that match human technology. but they think it is just old equipment still running automatically. Young-ho smiled. They have no idea we are here. Perfect. 5 days later, Jae-sung returned. His face was excited but also sad. Admiral, I have news. Good news and bad news. Give me the bad news first. New Busan's surface cities were completely destroyed. The aliens strip-mined the planet for rare metals. Most of the population died during the attack. Young-ho felt his heart sink. And the good news? 3,000 people survived in the deep tunnels. They have been living underground for 400 years. And Admiral, they have a leader. Her name is Sul-Ki. She has been organizing resistance cells across multiple star systems. The command center went quiet. Everyone stared at Jae-sung. Resistance cells? Young-ho asked. Yes, Admiral. Sul-Ki showed me their network. Humans survived on at least 12 different worlds. They have been hiding in asteroid bases, underground cities, and abandoned space stations. They never stopped fighting. Young-ho felt pride swell in his chest. Humans never gave up. Even after losing everything, they kept fighting. Did you tell Sul-Ki about our ship? No, Admiral. I followed orders. I just said that other humans might still be alive. She wants to meet with us. She has important information about Coalition. Weaknesses. Bring her here. But be careful. Make sure no aliens follow you. 2 days later, Sul-Ki stood in the command center of the Taeguk Rising. She was a small woman with gray hair and bright eyes. She had spent her whole life fighting the aliens who destroyed her world. Admiral Young-ho, she said, I never thought I would see a human warship again. When Jae-sung told me about you, I thought it was a dream. We are very real, Sul-Ki. And we are very angry. Sul-Ki smiled. Good. We have been waiting 400 years for someone to be angry enough to fight back properly. She activated a holographic display. It showed the locations of hidden human populations throughout the galaxy. These are all the groups I know about. Some have a few hundred people. Others have thousands. We stay in contact using quantum communicators that the aliens cannot detect. Young-ho studied the map. How many humans total? Maybe 50,000 spread across all the hidden colonies. Not many compared to what we used to be. But we are survivors. We know how to hide. We know how to fight. Dr. Minho leaned forward. What can you tell us about Coalition military strength? They are weaker than they pretend, Sul-Ki said. The 3 races do not trust each other. The Vorthak want to expand their territory. The Chithin want to build more factories. The Nexari want to control trade routes. They spend more time fighting each other than watching for threats. What about their fleets? Old ships with old weapons. They have not fought a real war in centuries. Most of their military leaders have never seen actual combat. They are used to bullying weak enemies, not fighting real opponents. Young-ho exchanged looks with his officers. This was better news than they had hoped for. Sul-Ki, we want to help your people. But we need to be smart about it. We cannot just attack openly. We need to be ghosts. We strike when they do not expect it. We save who we can save. We gather more information. Sul-Ki nodded. I understand. I have been a ghost for 400 years. I know how to disappear. Good. Then let us plan our first rescue mission. Where should we start? Sul-Ki pointed to a location on the map. The Nexari labor camp on Kalar Prime. They have 3,000 human prisoners there. The guards are lazy. The defenses are weak. If we move fast and quiet, we can get our people out before anyone knows what happened. Young-ho looked at his officers. They all nodded. Then that is where we start, he said. The aliens think we are extinct. Let us show them that ghosts can be very dangerous. Commander Hyunwoo checked his weapons one last time. Around him, 30 of the best human soldiers prepared for their mission. They wore black combat suits that could bend light around them, making them nearly invisible. Their weapons were quiet and deadly. Remember, Hyun-woo said to his team. We go in fast and silent, destroy the shipyard's main power core, get out before anyone knows we were there. No witnesses, no evidence. The target was the Vorthak shipyard at Kepler Station. It was one of their biggest military construction facilities. Destroying it would set back their fleet production by years. But more importantly, it would send a message. Transport ready, Commander, reported Lieutenant Bo Young. She was the team's demolitions expert. Stealth field is at maximum power. Their ship approached the massive space station. The Vorthak guards saw nothing on their scanners. The human stealth technology was far beyond anything the aliens could detect. Inside the station, Vorthak workers and soldiers went about their daily tasks. They had no idea that death was coming for them. The shipyard produced 12 warships every year. Those ships were used to patrol former human worlds and keep the Coalition's enemies in line. Hyun-woo's team moved through the station like ghosts. Their suits made them invisible to cameras and sensors. They placed explosive charges on critical systems throughout the facility. Charges set, Bo Young whispered into her communicator. 30 minutes until detonation. Understood. All teams, return to the ship. But as they prepared to leave, something went wrong. A Vorthak security patrol stumbled into their path. The alien soldiers saw movement but could not understand what they were looking at. What is that? One Vorthak hissed in their language. Hyun-woo made a quick decision. They could not let the aliens report what they had seen. His team moved like lightning. 30 seconds later, the patrol was dead. No sounds, no alarms, just silence. Problem solved, Hyun-woo reported. Extraction in 28 minutes. They made it back to their ship just as the first explosions rocked the station. Power went out throughout the facility. Secondary explosions followed as fuel lines ruptured and ammunition stores caught fire. From space, they watched the massive shipyard tear itself apart. Vorthak emergency crews tried to fight the fires, but it was too late. Years of work and billions of credits worth of ships were destroyed in minutes. Target eliminated, Hyun-woo reported to Admiral Young-ho. No survivors who saw us. They will think it was an accident or sabotage. Similar strikes happened across Coalition space. Human teams hit military bases, supply depots, and communication centers. They used weapons that left no traces. They struck targets that seemed unrelated and far apart. Captain In-soo led a mission to destroy a Chithan factory complex that produced armor for Coalition soldiers. His team used quantum disruptors that made the factory's machinery simply stop working. To the aliens, it looked like massive equipment failure. Factory offline, In-soo reported. They will need months to figure out what went wrong and years to rebuild. Dr. Sang-mi had been alone on a hidden research station for 40 years. When Hyun-woo's team found her, she was working on weapons that could manipulate matter at the quantum level. Her research was decades ahead of anything the Coalition had. This technology, Sang-mi explained to Admiral Young-ho, can disrupt the molecular bonds in any material. A single shot can turn a battleship's hull into dust. How quickly can you adapt it for our weapons? Give me 2 weeks and access to your manufacturing systems. I can upgrade every weapon on this ship. While Sang-mi worked on the weapons, Sul-ki coordinated intelligence gathering across the resistance network. Hidden humans in Coalition territory reported on military movements, supply routes, and political discussions. The three races are starting to blame each other, Sul-ki reported. Admiral Griktar thinks the Nexari are sabotaging Vorthak facilities. The Chithan believe the Vorthak are stealing their equipment. The Nexari suspect both races of secret weapon development. Admiral Young-ho smiled. Perfect. Fear and suspicion will make them weaker. The most important discovery came from Commander Woo Jin. He had been hiding in the Horsehead Nebula with an entire human fleet for 400 years. 30 ships had survived the Great Purge by going into deep space and waiting. Admiral Young-ho, Woo Jin's message said, we have been monitoring Coalition communications. We know you are out there. We know you are fighting back. We want to join you. Young-ho could hardly believe it. 30 more ships would double their military strength. But more importantly, it meant that even more humans had survived than anyone thought. Wu Jin, this is Admiral Young Ho. Transmit your location. We are coming to get you. The meeting between the two human fleets was emotional. Wu Jin and his people had spent centuries maintaining their ships and training new crew members. They had never given up hope that humans would fight back someday. We have been ready for this moment for 400 years, Wu Jin said as he toured the Taeguk Rising. Our ships may be older than yours, but they are well maintained and fully armed. What is your crew strength? Young Ho asked. 15,000 people spread across 30 ships. We have fighters, engineers, scientists, and support staff. We never stopped preparing for war. The combined human fleet was now a real threat to coalition forces, but Young Ho knew they had to be smart about how they used their strength. We keep hitting them with small strikes, he decided. Make them paranoid, make them fight each other. When they are weak and divided, then we reveal ourselves. The Shadow War continued for months. Coalition military bases suffered mysterious accidents. Supply convoys disappeared without explanation. Communication networks experienced random failures that always seemed to happen at the worst possible times. The three alien races held emergency meetings to discuss the crisis. Each species accused the others of treachery and sabotage. Trust between them broke down completely. Intelligence reports indicate the Coalition Council is in chaos, Dr. Min Ho reported. They are pulling ships from border patrols to guard against each other. Their military coordination is falling apart. Captain Han Sol stood before a display showing Coalition fleet movements. Red dots marked their ships throughout the galaxy. There were still thousands of them, but they were no longer working together effectively. Admiral, Han Sol said, I think they are ready. Ready for what? To learn that humans are not extinct. To learn that we remember everything they did to us. To learn that hiding in the shadows was just the beginning. Young Ho looked around the command center. Human officers worked at every station. The ship hummed with power and purpose. Outside, the hidden fleet waited for orders. Yes, Young Ho agreed. I think it is time to step out of the shadows. Time to remind the galaxy why they were afraid of us in the first place. The Shadow War was ending. The real war was about to begin, and this time the aliens would discover that humans had learned from their defeat. They had become something new, something deadlier, something that could fight from the darkness and strike without warning. The Tao Coalition thought they had won 400 years ago. They were about to learn how wrong they were. Chief Communications Officer Tae Yang worked at his station day and night. His fingers moved quickly over the controls as he established contact with hidden human groups across the galaxy. Sulki had given him the quantum communication codes. Now he could talk to survivors who had been alone for centuries. Admiral, Tae Yang called out. I have contact with Sejong Station. They are responding to our signals. Admiral Young Ho hurried over. Who is in command there? A man named Kyung Soo. He says they have 800 people living in the asteroid belt near former human space. They have been developing new stealth technology. Excellent. Tell him we want to share resources and information. Meanwhile, Engineer So Jin prepared equipment for the hidden colonies. The Taeguk Rising had advanced manufacturing systems that could create almost anything. She made medical supplies, communication devices, and weapons for the resistance fighters. These power cells will last for 50 years, So-Jin explained to her team. The hidden bases need reliable energy sources, and these quantum transmitters will let them talk to us from anywhere in the galaxy. Captain Han Sol studied tactical reports in his ready room. The rescue mission to Kalar Prime had been a complete success. 3,000 humans were now safe, aboard the Taeguk Rising. But the aliens were starting to notice problems. Jiwoo, Han Sol said, show me the latest coalition communications. The wall screen lit up with alien text and voices. Jiwoo translated everything into human language. The Vorthak Admiral Griktar is getting suspicious, Jiwoo reported. 3 of his patrol ships have disappeared near former human space. He thinks someone is attacking coalition forces. What about the other races? The Chithan Hive Queen Zixara thinks the missing ships had equipment failures. She does not believe there is a real threat. The Nexari are more concerned about the missing prisoners from Kalar Prime. Hansol smiled. The aliens were confused and frightened. They knew something was wrong, but they could not figure out what. Dr. Yunji knocked on the door. She was the ship's archaeologist and historian. "Captain, I need to show you something important." Hansol followed her to the research lab. Ancient human documents covered the tables and screens. "I have been studying the old colony records," Yunji explained. "Before the Great Purge, human leaders knew the aliens were planning to attack. They prepared for it." "How did they prepare?" "Secret bases, Captain. Hidden throughout the galaxy, emergency supply caches with weapons, ships, and manufacturing equipment. The locations were coded into the Taeguk Rising's computer systems." Han Sol felt excitement grow in his chest. "How many bases?" "At least 20. Maybe more. They were built inside asteroids, hidden planets, and empty space. The aliens never found them because they did not know to look. Are they still functional?" Jiwoo has been checking. 8 bases are still online and ready for activation. They have been waiting for 400 years for someone with the right codes to wake them up. Hansol immediately called Admiral Young-ho to the lab. When Young-ho saw the evidence, his eyes went wide. "This changes everything," Young-ho said. "These bases could support thousands of people. They have factories that can build ships and weapons. The best part," Yunji continued, "is that they are all connected by quantum tunnels. We can move people and supplies instantly between bases without using ships." Young-ho grabbed his communicator. "Commander Hyun-woo, report to the research lab immediately." Hyun-woo arrived within minutes. He commanded the ship's special forces. These were the best fighters on the Taeguk Rising. "Commander," Young-ho said, "we need you to lead teams to activate the hidden bases. It will be dangerous. The aliens patrol some of these areas." "My teams are ready, Admiral. How many bases do you want activated?" "All of them. Start with the closest ones first." Over the next few weeks, Hyun-woo's teams traveled to secret locations throughout the galaxy. One by one, the hidden bases came online. Ancient human technology awakened after centuries of sleep. The first base was inside a hollow asteroid near the Vega system. When Hyun-woo entered the activation codes, lights came on throughout huge underground chambers. Robot workers started moving. Assembly lines began producing weapons and equipment. "Admiral," Hyun-woo reported over the quantum communicator, "Base Alpha is fully operational. It has manufacturing capacity for 50 ships and weapons for 10,000 people." "Outstanding. Move to the next location." Base after base came online. Some were hidden inside dead planets. Others floated in empty space, invisible to scanners. Each base had been designed to support the human resistance against alien occupation. Sulki worked with Tai Yang to coordinate the resistance network. They sent quantum transmitters to every hidden human group. Soon, humans who had been isolated for centuries could talk to each other again. "Captain Nam-ju of the Incheon Underground reports successful contact," Sulki announced. "They have been hiding 2,000 people in old subway tunnels. They never gave up hope that someone would come for them." Commander Park from the asteroid. "Mining Station 7 says they have been building weapons for 400 years. They are ready to fight." Dr. Lee Na from the Hidden Research Facility on Titan reports they have developed new shield technology. It is better than anything the Coalition has. Every day brought new contact with more survivors. The network grew stronger. Humans shared knowledge, resources, and hope, but the Coalition was getting more worried. Vorthak patrol ships reported strange energy readings throughout former human space. Chithan factories found their supply convoys missing equipment. Nexari trade routes experienced mysterious delays and lost cargo. The aliens are starting to panic. Minho reported. Their communications show increasing concern about ghost activities in their territory. Admiral Young-ho stood in the command center, watching status reports from all the hidden bases and resistance cells. For the first time in 400 years, humans were working together again. "Sulki," he said. "How many people are in our network now?" Sulki checked her displays. 47,000 humans in direct contact, 8 hidden bases online and producing equipment, 12 resistance cells ready for combat operations. And the coalition still does not know we exist? They suspect something is happening, but they think it might be equipment failures or internal sabotage. They have no idea that humans are behind it. Young-ho nodded. Then it is time for the next phase. We have been shadows long enough. Now we start hitting them where it hurts. Captain Hansol joined the conversation. "What do you have in mind, Admiral?" "The coalition thinks they are safe. They think humans are extinct. Let us show them that extinction only made us smarter, stronger, and more dangerous." All around the command center, human officers prepared for war. But this would not be the kind of war the aliens expected. This would be a war fought by ghosts, who knew every secret, every weakness, every fear of their enemies. The network was awake. The bases were armed. The resistance was ready. And the coalition had no idea what was coming for them. Admiral Young-ho stood on the bridge of the Teguk Rising. Around him, the combined human fleet prepared for the most important moment in 400 years. 63 ships hung in space, their stealth fields hiding them from all sensors. Today, the galaxy would learn that humanity lived. "All ships report ready, Admiral," Captain Hansol announced. "Stealth fields are synchronized. We can decloak simultaneously across the entire fleet." "Communications ready," Tae Yang added. "The broadcast will reach every coalition world and ship at the same time." Young-ho looked at the tactical display. Below them was Nexus Prime, the capital world of the Galactic Coalition. Today was their biggest military parade of the year. Representatives from all 3 alien races would be watching. Billions of beings across the galaxy would see the celebration of their peaceful empire. It was the perfect moment to shatter their illusions. "Sulki," Young-ho said, "are our people in position?" Sulki checked her displays. "All resistance. Cells are ready, Admiral. Hidden bases are armed and waiting. When you give the signal, humans across the galaxy will reveal themselves." Dr. Sang-mi monitored the weapons systems. "Quantum disruptors are charged and ready. Our new weapons are far beyond anything the Coalition has ever seen." Young-ho took a deep breath. For 400 years, humans had hidden in the shadows. They had been ghosts, striking without being seen. But today, they would step into the light and show the galaxy what they had become. "All ships," Young-ho broadcast to the fleet. "This is the moment we have waited for. Today we tell the galaxy that humanity lives. Today we demand justice for our dead worlds and our murdered people. Today we take back our place among the stars." On Nexus Prime below, the parade was reaching its peak. Vorthak soldiers marched in perfect formation. Chithan workers displayed their latest construction projects. Nexari leaders gave speeches about peace and prosperity. Chancellor Vex Thor of the Nexari stood at the podium, his crystalline body glowing with pride. "Citizens of the Coalition," he announced, "we have built a galaxy of peace. The days of war and chaos are over. The violent humans are extinct. We have created paradise." The crowd cheered. Millions of aliens celebrated their victory over the EU, race they had destroyed centuries ago. "Now," Young-ho whispered, across the human fleet's stealth fields deactivated. 63 ships appeared in the sky above Nexus Prime like thunder from a clear day. The massive Teguk Rising led them, 5 kilometers of deadly human engineering made visible to the entire galaxy. On the planet below, the parade stopped. Aliens looked up at the sky in shock and terror. They had never seen ships like these. The human vessels were sleek and powerful, crackling with energy that made their own technology look primitive. Impossible! Chancellor Vexthor stammered into his microphone. Humans are extinct. This cannot be real. Admiral Griktar of the Vorthak fleet was in orbit when the human ships appeared. His crew panicked as they realized what they were seeing. All. Ships, battle stations, Griktar roared. Human vessels detected. This is not a drill. But his ships were old and slow. They had been designed for fighting each other, not for facing human technology. As the Vorthak fleet moved to attack, Captain Su Young prepared to broadcast humanity's message to the galaxy. All. Coalition forces. Su Young's voice reached every ship and every world. You are ordered to stand down. This is Captain Su Young of the Human Federation Fleet. We have a message for the galaxy. Her image appeared on screens throughout Coalition space. She was young and confident, wearing the blue uniform of the human military. Behind her, the bridge of the Taeguk Rising showed calm, professional activity. People of the galaxy, Su Young continued, you have been told that humanity is extinct. You have been told that we were violent and dangerous. You have been told lies. We are the survivors of the Great Purge. We are the children of murdered worlds. We are the descendants of billions who died in alien concentration camps and bombing raids. We remember everything. On Nexus Prime, aliens in the crowd began to panic. Some ran for shelter. Others stood frozen in shock. Their leaders had told them humans were gone forever. But here was proof that their leaders had lied. We offer the Coalition one chance for peace, Su Young announced. Acknowledge our sovereignty over our ancestral worlds, pay reparations for the genocide you committed, withdraw your forces from human space. Do this, and we will consider letting you live. Admiral Griktar had heard enough. Attack! He ordered his fleet. Destroy the human ships! They are just ghosts from the past! 20 Vorthak warships opened fire on the human fleet, their plasma cannons and missile launchers unleashed. Everything they had. For a moment, space lit up with weapons fire. But when the light faded, the human ships were untouched. Energy shields far beyond Coalition technology had absorbed the attack completely. Our turn, Admiral Kaite said calmly. He commanded the human battle group. The human ships returned fire with Dr. Sang-Mi's quantum disruptors. The weapons made no sound in space, but their effect was devastating. Vorthak ships simply came apart as their molecular bonds were disrupted. Metal turned to dust. Energy systems failed. In 30 seconds, 20 alien warships became clouds of debris. Impossible, Admiral Griktar whispered as he watched his fleet die. How did they become so powerful? Other Coalition fleets tried to respond. Chithan's swarm ships attacked the human vessels with acid sprays and cutting beams. Nexari Crystal. Ships fired focused energy bursts that could slice through asteroids. None of it worked. Human shields held against every attack. Human weapons destroyed every target with single shots. 400 years of technological development had made humanity into something the Coalition could not fight. This is Admiral Young-ho of the Taeguk Rising. Young-ho's voice reached every Coalition leader. You destroyed our worlds because you were afraid of our potential. You committed genocide because you thought we were too dangerous to live alongside. You were right to be afraid. But destroying our worlds did not make us weak. It made us angry. It made us focused. It made us into something far more dangerous than you ever imagined. As he spoke, human resistance cells across the galaxy revealed themselves. On former human worlds, underground bunkers opened and armed humans emerged. Hidden bases activated their defenses and began launching ships. Sulki's network had been preparing for this moment. Suddenly, humans were everywhere. They seized Coalition facilities, rescued prisoners from labor camps, and took control of strategic locations. We are not the same species you tried to exterminate, Young-ho continued. We are something new. We are survivors. We are ghosts who learned to kill. We are the nightmare you created when you thought you could murder us all. The Coalition Council held an emergency session as reports poured in from across their territory. Human ships were appearing everywhere. Their technology was centuries ahead of Coalition science. Their coordination was perfect. How many of them are there? Hive Queen Zixara demanded. Intelligence estimates at least 100,000 humans are active across the galaxy, her advisor reported. More are revealing themselves every hour. 100,000? Chancellor Vexthor could not believe it. We killed billions. How did so many survive? They hid, Admiral Grichtar said bitterly. They planned. They prepared. While we celebrated our victory, they were getting ready for revenge. Young-Ho watched the tactical displays as human forces took control of key positions throughout Coalition space. The aliens' responses were slow and uncoordinated. Centuries of peace had made them soft. Captain Hansol, Young-Ho said, open a channel to the Coalition Council. Channel open, Admiral. Coalition leaders, this is your final warning. Surrender, now. And we will allow you to live as subordinate species under human authority. Continue to resist, and we will finish what you started 400 years ago. The transmission ended. Across the galaxy, 3 alien civilizations faced a choice they had never imagined having to make: submit to the species they thought they had exterminated, or face extinction themselves. The age of the Coalition was ending. The age of human dominance was about to begin. The Coalition Council chamber was silent. 3 alien leaders sat at their table, staring at the human delegation across from them. After 6 months of fighting, they had learned the truth. Humanity was not just back. Humanity was stronger than ever. President Hyo-Jin of the new Terran Federation looked at each alien leader in turn. She had been elected by the surviving human populations to speak for their species. She was calm and professional, but her eyes held the memory of 400 years of suffering. You have lost, she said simply. Your fleets are destroyed. Your worlds are under our control. Your people look to us for protection. The only question now is whether you will accept the new reality with dignity. Admiral Grichtar of the Vorthak spoke first. His proud reptilian face showed defeat and exhaustion. What are your terms? Complete surrender of all military forces. Recognition of human sovereignty over all former human territory. Reparations for the genocide your coalition committed. And integration into the new Terran Federation under human leadership. Hive Queen Zixara shifted uncomfortably. What does integration mean for our people? President Hyo-Jin gestured to Admiral Young-Ho, who stood beside her. Admiral Young-Ho will explain the details. Young-Ho activated a holographic display showing the new galactic map. Human territories were marked in blue. Former coalition worlds were marked in different colors based on their new status. Each species will maintain autonomy over their internal affairs, Young-Ho explained. But all military forces will be integrated under human command. All major decisions affecting galactic security will be made by the Federation Council, with humans holding final authority. You ask us to become vassals, Chancellor Vexthor said bitterly. We ask you to live, Admiral Young-Ho replied. 400 years ago, you offered us no choice at all. You tried to exterminate every human in the galaxy. We are being more generous than you deserve. Hive Queen Zixara leaned forward. What guarantees do we have that you will not simply eliminate us when convenient? President Hyo-Jin smiled coldly. The same guarantee you gave us during the Great Purge. None. You will have to trust that we are better than you were. The negotiations took 3 days. In the end, all 3 alien species agreed to the terms. They had no choice. Human technology was too advanced. Human coordination was too perfect. Human determination was too strong. The Vorthak offered military service in exchange for protection. Their warrior culture adapted well to serving under human commanders. Admiral Grichtar became a Federation officer. leading mixed human-alien fleets against pirates and rebels. The Chithan provided industrial capacity for reconstruction. Their hive mentality made them excellent workers when properly directed. Queen. Zixara oversaw massive construction projects that rebuilt former human worlds better than they had ever been. The Nexari shared their crystalline technology for peaceful development. Their scientific knowledge, combined with human innovation, pushed the boundaries of what was possible. Chancellor Vexthor became head of the Federation's Science Council. Captain Han Sol walked through the rebuilt city of New Seoul. 6 months ago, this world had been ruins overgrown with weeds. Now it bustled with activity as humans and aliens worked together to create something new. Human families who had lived in hiding for centuries walked openly in the sunlight. Children who had been born in underground shelters played in parks built by Chetan workers. Nexari crystal gardens provided beauty and wonder for everyone to enjoy. "It is strange," Han Sol said to Sulki as they watched the construction. "We spent 400 years planning revenge, but this feels better than revenge." Sulki nodded. "Revenge would have meant destroying them completely. This means we get to watch them serve us for generations. They will never forget who is in charge." Admiral Young-ho stood on the bridge of the Taeguk Rising, now the flagship of the Federation fleet. Around him, mixed crews of humans and aliens worked together efficiently. The aliens had learned quickly that humans valued competence above species. "Admiral," Commander Hyun-woo reported, "the exploration fleet is ready for departure. 50 ships with mixed crews, prepared for long-range missions beyond known space." "Excellent. Captain Han Sol will command the flagship. Commander Woo Jin will handle tactical operations. Dr. Sang Mi will oversee scientific research." Young-ho looked at the tactical display showing Federation space. It now covered most of the galaxy. Human worlds were being rebuilt. Alien worlds were being integrated. New colonies were being established in previously unexplored regions. "Where do we go first?" Han Sol asked. "Beyond the galactic rim," Young-ho replied. "Intelligence suggests there may be other civilizations out there. If they are peaceful, we will trade with them. If they are hostile..." He did not need to finish the sentence. Everyone understood. The Federation would deal with threats the same way they had dealt with the Coalition. Quickly, efficiently, completely. Dr. Ji Young, the Federation's chief historian, worked in her laboratory aboard the Taeguk Rising. She was documenting humanity's return for future generations. Her records would ensure that no one ever forgot what had happened. "The Great Purge lasted 3 years," she recorded. "The Coalition thought they had eliminated humanity completely. They celebrated for 4 centuries while we hid and planned, and grew stronger. The Shadow War lasted 6 months. We destroyed their military capacity while remaining invisible. They never understood what was happening until it was too late. The Revelation War lasted 2 weeks. Once we showed ourselves, their resistance collapsed immediately. Superior technology and perfect coordination gave us complete victory. The integration took 4 months. 3 alien species became part of the new Terran Federation. They serve willingly because they understand the alternative." She paused in her recording and looked out at the stars. Somewhere out there, new worlds waited to be discovered. New species waited to be contacted. New challenges waited to be overcome. "Humanity has learned from our defeat," she continued. "We will never again allow ourselves to be vulnerable. We will never again trust other species to treat us fairly. We will be strong. We will be vigilant. We will be in control. The aliens thought they could exterminate us because we were too dangerous to live alongside them. They were right about one thing. We are dangerous. But they were wrong about another thing. Trying to kill us did not make us go away. It made us come back stronger." President Hyo-jin stood before the Federation Assembly on New Earth, the rebuilt, capital world. Representatives from dozens of species filled the Great Hall, but everyone understood who was really in charge. "Citizens of the Federation," she announced, "we have accomplished something that seemed impossible. We have united the galaxy under one government. We have brought peace to civilizations that fought each other for millennia. We have created prosperity for all species willing to work together." The audience applauded. Humans clapped enthusiastically. Aliens clapped respectfully, knowing they were expected to show appreciation. "But we must never forget how this peace was achieved," Hyojin continued. "It was achieved through human strength, human determination, human refusal to accept defeat. The other species tried to destroy us, and we survived. They thought they had won, and we proved them wrong. This galaxy belongs to humanity now. Not because we conquered it through aggression, but because we reclaimed it through justice. We are the guardians of civilization. We are the protectors of order. We are the species that the universe tried to eliminate and failed." Captain Han Sol prepared for departure aboard the exploration flagship. The Federation controlled most of the known galaxy, but there were always new frontiers to explore. New worlds to claim, new species to encounter. "All ships report ready for departure," his communications officer announced. "Set course for the Galactic Rim," Han Sol ordered. "It is time to see what else is out there." As the Federation fleet moved toward unknown space, they carried with them the pride and confidence of a species that had faced extinction and emerged victorious. They carried the knowledge that no matter what challenges lay ahead, humanity would find a way to overcome them. Behind them, the galaxy settled into its new order. Alien species worked under human supervision, building a civilization greater than any that had existed before. The Coalition was a memory. The Federation was the future, and in the depths of space, the Teguk Rising led humanity toward whatever wonders and terrors awaited them among the stars. The species that had once faced extinction now ruled the galaxy. The universe had tried to silence humanity forever. Instead, it had created something far more dangerous than it had ever imagined. It had created survivors who would never forget, never forgive, and never again allow themselves to be vulnerable. The galaxy belonged to humanity now, and humanity intended to keep it that way forever.